I am here with new head football coach of the Nelson University Lions, Jared Hudgins. Coach Hudgins, thanks for joining us here today. I got to ask, what's taking more getting used to? The title of head coach or coaching the Nelson University Lions?
Oh, honestly, it's probably the Nelson University Lions, just being SAGU for so long, but we're excited about the name, It's taken some getting used to a little bit, putting it on all the gear and everything, but it's been great. It's been good.
Talking about great, how is training camp going so far? We're getting pretty close to the season here. How are the guys looking out here? What are you seeing?
They're getting after it. We did a week pretty hard. We got after it pretty good. This week we're throttling back just a little bit, and we're looking forward to seeing guys put their best foot forward.
You guys obviously have a pretty late start to the season, probably one of the latest in the nation, September 14th, and then after that, it is 10 straight weeks of football. How do you balance that extra prep time, but then once you get going, there's no rest?
Absolutely. It's a double-edged sword. So we treat it accordingly. We take all this time to get as much preparation and install done as we can, and really you want to go into that week as healthy as possible because, like you said, it's 10 straight weeks, and staying healthy is part of this game. And without a bye week in there somewhere, it can come back to get you if you're not careful. So we got to be intentional about, taking care of the guys, making sure they're healthy, but at the same time not losing any of our physicality.
On that first game, Howard Payne, who we're playing, they'll already have a couple of games under that belt. Does that help you to maybe have some scouting material on them when you're coming in fresh, or are you worried that they'll already have their legs moving and you're having to start from the gun?
Well, it's going to come down to, can we, watch what they're doing. We won't get to trade film with them, so we're going to have to watch it live and hopefully, get some tendencies from that. But it'll help us in some ways and hurt us in some ways. So we've just got to be able to, mitigate what we can in those situations. But Coach Bachtel's done a great job there the last few years. They're bringing in a new offensive coordinator, but it'll probably be close to the same system they've been running because it's been successful. So we've got some stuff that we can lean on there to help us prepare, but it's going to be a good one.
Going back, you've been a part of this program since 2007 when you were a player. First, talk a bit about your playing days. I know you don't want to teach your own home, but you were an absolute terror out there on defense.
I'm a has-been. I'm a has-been, man. This program's come so far, and I think back. I talked to the guys about, what it was like when I was here. We struggled to win, but what this place provides is more than wins and losses, obviously. But it's come so far, and we're so excited to see how far it's come. But speaking back on my days, man, it was just try to get to the football, man. It was just run around, get to the football, get on as many tackles as I could, and hopefully come out on the right end. But we're doing that a lot more these days. But
what has it really meant? Obviously, I'm pretty sure in 2007 the team won one game. That had been your first year here. And since then, perennial conference contender, made multiple victory bowls. What has that meant to see a program that you've been a part of for now a good decade and a half off and on to grow from growing pains to annual contender? Yeah,
Dr. Godding really, he had a vision for what this program could be, and seeing that come to fruition it's been special to me, being a part of the earlier days. So just getting to where we can compete with some quality opponents has been awesome.
Speaking of great accomplishment for this program, a guy that you coached as defensive coordinator, Drake Rodriguez, this offseason became the first ever former SAGU Nelson Lion to be drafted and now has officially made the Vikings 53-man roster in the NFL. What does that mean to you to have been able to coach a guy up who's now a pro football player?
Levi Drake Rodriguez is one-of-a-kind guy. His energy is contagious, but really what got him there was his motor. Yeah, he got coached well and here and at Commerce and did some great things there, but man, his motor is what's got him there, and I think that's his motor is what's going to keep him there. And Drake is the same guy every day. He's consistent. He consistently brings energy, and he never has a bad day. That's one thing that I'll always remember about Drake. And I was texting him yesterday. I said, hey, man, keep doing what you've been doing pretty much. Don't be a slap now. Keep getting after it.
What we always said when we watched him on the broadcast is anytime the play ended, he was within 1 yard of where the tackle was. No matter where, 40 yards down the field in the backfield, he was there.
Absolutely.
So it's such a joy to see him now fulfilling the ultimate dream. So,
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about you a little bit. Let's make sure our fans of
Lord.
the Nelson University Sports Network know who Coach Hudgins is. I've heard a rumor that not only are you quite the defensive player, you have another passion for jiu-jitsu. Is that true? And talk us through some jiu-jitsu action.
Jiu-jitsu has become a big part of my life, actually. Nothing's humbled me quite like being on the mats of justice, as we call it. Where size can't really count for much and strength can't account for much. You got to be, disciplined in what you're doing and the techniques you're doing. And I've learned so much on those mats, and all the guys that I get to train with. You learn something from everybody. They're all walks of life come there. You get a chance to pray with people, and you get a chance to learn other people's stories. And it's meant a lot to me, and it's really hard. I like doing hard things, and that's one of those things that it kind of keeps me level-headed. It keeps me from blowing my top too much, and but it also it's just provided so much for my own personal life. There's days where my wife will even kick me out the door saying, "You need to go train. You need to go train," and I'm grateful for that.
Can you use any of those things for coaching these guys up? Any jiu-jitsu methods you teach now in the trenches here?
Technique-wise, some things can translate. You can use a few things, but not too much actually. So it's kind of a detachment, but you get to apply principles you learn in jiu-jitsu, patience and trying to be comfortable in uncomfortable positions. So there's different aspects that translate, but technique-wise, not too much.
Probably draw some holding penalties if you use it too much.
Yeah, especially on the offensive line. It can't be too handsy.
We just had the Summer Olympics. If you could compete in any Olympic sport, what would it be?
Going back to my grappling background, it'd probably be wrestling.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, probably go wrestling. Although I am a secret avid soccer fan. I say avid. I'm a pretty good soccer fan. I like keeping up with the Premier League and things like that. So that's in there too. But I'd probably say wrestling.
So if you could pick any NFL head coach to be your offensive coordinator, who would it be and why?
That's a good one. I mean, Sean McVay does so many interesting things, and he's such a student of the game. So, he's the first one that comes to mind. But then you've got probably the GOAT play caller is Andy Reid. So I'd be dumb if I didn't mention Andy Reid.
Now this might be a bit of investigative journalism, and I'm having to pull this one from deep in the recesses of my mind. We attended SAGU at the time, around the same time, and I remember there being a rumor at the time of a secret menu item at Taco Bell called the Hudge. Can you confirm or deny if that was real?
I have to deny that because I am not a Taco Bell fan, man.
Really?
No,
oh, man.
No, not a Taco Bell. Back when we were here, my spot was the Pit, and I'd get the baked potato, man, and that was the spot. That was the spot. But no, the Taco Bell, I have to deny that one, Tim, because that one didn't have
we have put a decade-and-a-half long rumor to rest then. I remember the rumor being out there, but no, that Pit barbecue, potato layered, that thing was like this tall by the end. That was amazing. Kind of transitioning now into, just looking ahead at this season. Beyond, wins and losses, what is your goal for this season with these guys?
We just want to see consistent improvement. We want guys to grow, physically, mentally, spiritually. So just seeing consistent growth in every area, but we want to compete in every game. We want to compete to our best ability, no matter who we're playing. So as long as we're doing those things, I think we'll see more wins than we do losses. But that's kind of our goal, just to focus on consistency.
On that spiritual note, obviously being asked to be the head coach here at Nelson University comes with a lot more than just getting those X's and O's right, getting those wins. You're asked to be a spiritual leader for these guys. What does that responsibility mean to you, and how are you going to help these guys, further their walk with God while they're here at Nelson?
It is the most important responsibility that coaches at Nelson have, is the spiritual aspect of leading the team. And we've done some really cool things this year already during two-a-days, and talks and opening up and prayer. We've had a couple of speakers coming in. We got Coach Deal from the basketball team coming to speak to the guys today. So just getting good, godly people in front of them so that they can continue to develop in that way is every coach's really primary job here. In making sure we're not just checking a box, but really discipling people.
That's awesome. Well, I think that's about all we have for you. I know you need to get out of here and coach these guys up for week 1. Don't forget, September 14th at 6 p.m. will be the first season broadcast for the Nelson University Sports Network as these Nelson Lions take on the Howard Payne Yellow Jackets. Tune in across all the platforms. Be sure and follow us on all those platforms as well. Coach Hudgins, thanks so much for joining us. Good luck in the 2024 season.